today, from Memphis, Tennessee, it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports.
22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from Memphis. Takes it at the 7. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses that have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got his sights set. Another big game right here.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Moore. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A huge play there right off the bat. Defense blitzed, but they picked it up pretty well.
Allowed their man to stand firm in the pocket and not be hurried, didn't it? That allowed him to make the nice throw downfield to help complete that play.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Powerful running. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, and he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
And I'll bet right now there's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Now, these two teams, you might recall, met back in mid-season, Week 8 to be exact. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. On play action, Allen. Open man here is Scott, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. They'll run on first down. It's Scott, and he's across midfield and into Miami territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sidelines thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well. I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call. And they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. They're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English.
It got his man complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Dolphins strike quickly here for 6 points. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. In our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Here's Scott. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Here's James. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. Miami set to take over. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, See if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great play there. His 25th touchdown. Tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played. Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up, whether it's on your green.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great effort there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point splits the uprights, and the route is on here in this first half. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
On first down, Scott. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front
They won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he powers his way up past the 30. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make the play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day. Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
It's taken to the 26. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And out come the Dolphins now. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing to start the drive. Moore. He sets to fire deep. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Now the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. So plenty of fireworks here early. 35-0 now as the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
first down. Allen. He finds his man, complete. That's Hughes. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it, and to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
He'll buy some time right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. And on now is the punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And really a solid group effort. I mean, the montage.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a 1-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins are able to widen their lead here in this first half. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way. as well as continue to feed him football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. The offense on third down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Allen to throw it. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
So they bring out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
Miami's offense set and ready to go.
They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Ward, he's going to air one out.
And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper, at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about this game, maybe more than any other on the schedule, because I know my guys are looking ahead to that open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead, make sure they take care of business in this one. Otherwise, you're talking about a double trap.
And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great play there with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. On second down, it's Scott. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
And this offense on third down today, they're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. To throw, it's Allen. He finds his man, complete. It's Allen. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
On third down, Scott. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And now they'll throw with Allen. He finds his man, complete. That's Hughes. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Already a pair of third down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this third down try. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Now Ward on first down. He's going to look deep down the field. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. It's a big play there for Miami.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Ward. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. That catch good for only a couple. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Dolphins just continue to pour it on. And that's why you have the fullback, Charles. Couldn't get it in the play before with the smaller guy. Turned to a little more power. They score it.
And now it has to warm the hearts of a lot of old school football fans. They love when they get to see a little bit of power football.
Extra point forthcoming. And the route is on here in this 1st half. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's doing his thing. He's got some good yardage, but his team right now in the 2nd quarter, 0 points.
Just not a complete formula. Half of it's there, being able to run the ball and set the tone. Wonder if they may have to go to some play action, throw off the run game, and try and get the ball in the end zone.
I was just going to ask you that same thing. Maybe you use that run now to set up the pass, right?
I would think so, because the run has been very effective for them.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. Dancing to his left. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Two minutes remaining in this 1st half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
2nd and 10.
They'll run with Scott. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. To the air, Allen. And he's got his big tight end here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Now Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. They bring their punter out there now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room.
To throw is Ward. Throwing on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Off play action. Ward. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Looking to throw. Ward to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
They'll look to throw again.
And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete.
And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Dolphins will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men.
And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
A final shot before half for Allen. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the Panthers who are out in front. The Panthers locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. From there, we fly north to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Chiefs. The Browns seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. The Giants trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
The first half, no contest. What will the second half bring? As we are back and underway on EA Sports.
Taken at the goal line.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it's strong. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They go again with Scott. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
On third down, it's Scott. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. On the carry, this is Scott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this will be taken at the 13. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
A broken tackle on the run, and then just on the other side of midfield, they get to it. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. On the give, this is their fullback. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And a give this time to the tailback. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Taking it about the 1. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense.
They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. On second down now, it's Scott. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there. Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll run on first down. Scott, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's third down. Now Allen.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
A great read, and it's picked off.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them. A bit of a surprise call there on first down, but how about a tone setter for the drive? Picking up nice yardage with the big man setting the tone physically.
4 yards remain for second down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They run the counter now on first down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff here to his running back. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
And yes, everyone, that was the fullback carrying the football. I know it's a dying breed, it's a dying position for a lot of people, but I still think it's valuable and important, especially one who can carry the ball.
And you need short yardage. What makes sense? Go to a big body, let him plow forward just like he did there.
It's still a big man's game.
On first down, it's turned, and he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively, kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Dolphins look poised to reach 17-0 as they add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here's Memphis to once again go on offense.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Into the secondary, past the 40, and all the way up to the 45-yard line. That kept... number 750 of his NFL career, and it puts him even with not just one but two Hall of Famers, Michael Irvin and Charlie Joyner. So some pretty good company at 750.
Yeah, you're talking about the playmaker, Michael Irvin, and the guy who just made plays, Charlie Joyner. And that's what we're seeing here. Similar style in terms of being dependable.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second. Another try after the first down sack. Allen hit. He lost the football. And the Dolphins have got it.
Well, Park, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. Now a handoff here to his running back. Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up.
And that's why that position was created. Big, powerful, strong guy who can carry the ball and plow forward. That's exactly why you have him on the field.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great play there with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Dolphins use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense.
And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Allen going to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Miles.
7 yards, the pickup there.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Allen can't get away, and he's taken down. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back.
Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here.
And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. So now a carry here for their fullback. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And there's the pickup you want on 1st down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on 1st down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
Working with 2nd and 5 now.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
50 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
The end result was brute force on brute force, but think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile.
And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you think, yeah, the fullback's probably going to get the ball, but when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a 1st down.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And that's a nice gain by him on 1st down, picking up some key yardage.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
How about that call? Handed to the big guy in that situation. Normally you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offense coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry.
And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, a little insult to injury here late in the game. This is a 26-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, They want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly.
And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Dolphins,
they make NFL history with this, their 17th win without a loss. A perfect 17-0 on the regular season.
And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the home team here,
it will indeed be a 10-loss season as they wrap up 7-10.
And I think you have to say, ultimately, this was a team that really underachieved. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.